And Trey Fulbright here with another severe weather update for you. Continuing to monitor a line of storms, severe warning storm that's been making their way upwards towards the metro. Right now we're seeing that in Norwalk upwards towards Clive. And again, that's kind of the leading edge of what we're seeing right now. Taking a look at where the core of the winds are. You can see those out near Waukee right now, just to the south of there, south of Adel. DeSoto picking up on some strong winds. So we've continued to watch this area of storms kind of maintain its strength as it's made its way to the north and to the east here. So winds have been sitting around 40, 50, and even some pulses upwards of 60 miles per hour, which again is the reason why we're seeing that severe thunderstorm warning maintained on there. So that's continuing to track upwards towards Waukee, towards Johnston, towards the metro area. And as we zoom a little bit further out here, you'll be able to see we have got more storms across the state too. So we've got one that's been riding that southern edge of the state, making its way into Ottumwa right now. And that one has been capable of winds again in excess of 60 miles per hour. So I know it doesn't look quite as impressive on radar, but you can see this general area where we've had reports of trees downed north of Centerville and west of Centerville as well. That storm has packed quite the punch. So hopping back over to radar, you can see exactly where that storm to the north there is flowing, and they've got even more significant storms through northern portions of Missouri. So Highway 63 about to be impacted by this. Highway 34 is right on the edge of it. I want to zoom in a little bit further here and get you a storm track on this, and then I'll hop back over to the one headed into the metro and throw a storm track up on there as well. But these have been moving around 40 miles per hour in spots, and again, they've had winds on them of around 60 miles per hour. So some have had maybe pea-sized hail, if not slightly larger. Hail has not been the primary threat for us today, though. So if you were in Golden Arrow Mobile Park, you've got this making its way through East Ottumwa as well. Valley Village Mobile Park, Ottumwa in around 7 minutes. Cliffland coming in around 10 minutes. So again, expect winds of around 60 miles per hour, potential for maybe a little bit of small hail. I want to hop back up to the storm that's headed over the metro right now and put a track on that one for you as well. You can see all of the storm reports though that we've had that continue all the way westward towards Omaha. We've had just kind of a mixture of those winds of around 60 to 70 miles per hour out in that neck of the woods. It did decrease a little bit as it made its way to the northeast, but still potent enough to provide a little bit of a punch here, which is why we've been continuing to focus on this for you guys to make sure that everybody's staying safe here. So putting a track on that, again, that main core of the winds was just off on the western side of the cell. So as it moves its way to the north end of the northeast, we're talking winds, again, 60 miles per hour, potential for a little bit of small hail. Areas that are going to be impacted. Des Moines International Airport, how about right now? We have got areas like Valley Junction around a minute away, Waukee coming in around a minute, West Des Moines coming in a couple minutes away as well. So really active storms. We've seen a lot of lightning with these as well, and some brief torrential downpours as well. But I know we've got Trey Fulbright, meteorologist Trey Fulbright here as well. Trey, I know you've been watching this all morning long as well. What are you seeing?
Well, Jason, we've been monitoring NWS chat here very closely, and there's been a new report coming in from Wayne County at Seymour, a report of thunderstorm wind damage, power lines, and trees down, and that's in Wayne County. This is Wayne County right here. The storms have pushed to the east of that location, and we're seeing a general weakening trend with that cell. But even with these thunderstorms weakening, they send out a rush of rain-cooled air that comes out and underneath that storm, and even weakening thunderstorms can produce strong straight-line wind damage. So for folks in Ottumwa over toward Bloomfield, definitely heed that severe thunderstorm warning, as this cell or this line has had a history of producing damage. We'll go back up here closer to the Des Moines metro area, and we'll look at the velocity data here showing our wind speed and direction, and you'll note how we had some blues and bright greens. Those have been gradually weakening here as well. So monitoring some reports coming in from chat. Most folks in the metro that are experiencing this storm now reporting 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, which is below severe limits at the moment. So you'll get a gust of wind followed by some very heavy rain. But so far, the most intense storms, the ones that have produced the most damage, have been these off to the southeast of the Des Moines metro area over parts of Appanoose and Wayne County. So continue to monitor that here very closely, and we'll send it back over to you, Jason.
So just one more last look at these storms before we toss you back over to programming again. West Des Moines just on the edge. So even though you're likely seeing some rain, maybe even experiencing some lightning, again, that main core of winds is just to the south of Waukee. So I want to locate that one more time for you here before we hop you back over to programming. But Clive, Urbandale going to be on the edge of that area of strong winds. Again, Waukee's kind of in the thick of it right now. If you're headed west on I-80, likely going to run right into that. Expect 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, Highway 6, and again out near Adel. So of course, we'll always keep you updated on here and online and social media. For now though, we'll get you back to regularly scheduled programming. Thank you for tuning in. Please stay safe today.